Hey YouTube. So I haven't made a video in a little while. Gonna work on that. My life has not been very exciting lately. But I had somebody request that I make this video probably like a month ago, and I haven't gotten around to it, and I feel really bad. But I've been thinking a lot about it because I think it's a really important topic that I wanted to talk about, and that's confidence and just how to be confident, and just things that I've kind of learned and picked up over the years, just because when I was younger I definitely struggled with confidence, and I mean I still do from time to time. I think everybody does, and I think for the most part a large percentage of my social media following tends to be teenage girls and young women in their 20s, and I think that demographic specifically, you know, has a lot of people struggling with confidence. So I just kind of wanted to share some of my tips and hopefully somebody out there will find it beneficial. So my first tip to becoming more confident is to stop worrying about what other people think about you. And I know that's really easier said than done. I mean, that's something I still struggle with, but everyone is going to have an opinion, and it might be a positive opinion and it might be a negative opinion, but either way you really don't have control over what other people think about you. And so when you let other people's opinions impact you, and to the point where you're making decisions based on other people, or you're doing or not doing something, or you're trying to change yourself to fit into a certain mold, then, okay, my neighbors are getting a little antsy, sorry, then I think that's really going to start impeding on your ability to be confident in yourself, because you're worried about what other people think. And at the end of the day, the only person that you really need to please is yourself, because your happiness is really dependent on you. It's not dependent on anybody else. You know, other people, friends and significant others in your family, they definitely can play a positive role in your life and in contributing to your happiness, but at the end of the day, if you're not happy with yourself, then, you know, I think it's going to be very hard to be confident and carry yourself in a strong, positive way. So kind of going off of that, my next little tip is to start recognizing positive things in other people. Because I know personally the times that I've struggled most with confidence in my life tended to be the times, like they were also times that I was very judgmental towards other people. And I think people who are judgmental and have negative opinions and feel the need to share those negative opinions with you, those are coming from places of insecurity. And when you're confident with yourself, you want to spread that kind of positive energy to other people. And I think getting into the mindset and the habit of looking at others in a positive way is a really good way of being able to look at the positives within yourself. You know, if you're walking down the street or walking through the mall or whatever, and you see somebody and your first thought is something negative, then chances are when you're walking, you know, through a department store and you pass a mirror and you see yourself, your first thought might also be something negative. And you know, people, I mean, I guess some people are more judgmental than others. I don't really know how to touch on this. This is really from my experience, but I've gotten into the habit of, if I see somebody, you know, maybe they're wearing something that I might not wear, and you know, my first thought might be something that's judgmental, but then I like to take a step back and I say to myself, you know what? Why does that bother me? Why is that, like, who cares if they look great? They like it. They're rocking it. Let them do them. You know, they're carrying themselves with confidence and really secure in who they are, then that's great. Even if it's not something that I might choose to wear or something I might not choose to do, that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them doing it. So I think that really, when you start to see others in a positive light, you really start to see yourself in a more positive light. And going off of that, my next tip is don't compare yourself to others. And I know that's a little bit I don't mean that to be contradictory to my last point, but you can see, you know, there isn't a limited supply of beauty or intelligence or kindness or anything in the world. You know, we're all beautiful in our own way. And you might see a girl on Instagram or at the beach or wherever, and you're like, oh, I love, like, she's got the perfect body, she's got, you know, great abs, great legs, great delts, whatever it may be. And then you start comparing yourself to that person. And it's great that you're recognizing the positives in that other person, but that doesn't mean that you're lacking those characteristics within yourself. So I think, don't compare yourself to others. I had to start and restart that because my neighbor is weird and loud and likes to yell. Anyways, so where was I? So I think something that's becoming really popular on social media, and I do this too, is with, like, seeing a picture of somebody else, and a lot of times it's like your friends, and somebody writes, oh my god, goals, like leg goals, ab goals, this and that. And I think when you're saying it, at least I know when I say it, I don't literally mean like I am going to achieve your legs, because that's totally unrealistic. But I think to a degree, like, when you're constantly saying that and looking at other people and having their physical being as goals, that you do start to kind of internalize it. But I think that can have negative ramifications to it, because at the end of the day, you're never going to look like that person. You're never going to have her legs. You're never going to have her hair. You're never going to have her life. You are you, and you are enough the way you are. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, commenting on that, because I think that, again, that goes with spreading the positivity to others. But I think when you do say that, just to recognize that, you know, you can make your arms leaner, or you can grow your delts, or you can do this and that, and you can make changes to your own physique in your own way, but you're still you, and you're never gonna be that other girl. So comparing yourself to other people, I think, undermines your own ability to be confident in yourself. So try not to do it. And I do it all the time. And I try to catch myself when I do start comparing myself to other people. I say, Kate, listen, you don't have their genetics. You don't have their background, their history. They might have different likes, different dislikes than you. They might train differently than you. They might eat differently than you. They have different lifestyles than you. So really just focus on yourself and your own individual strengths. And look in the mirror every single day, and, you know, you might see things, you might not be 100% happy with what you see. I know there's times I feel like I look great, there's times I feel like I don't look great. Everyone has good and bad body image days, that's totally normal, but I think that if you start getting into the habit of complimenting yourself and really kind of just realizing that who you are and what you look like at this point in time is enough. You're beautiful, no matter what. So don't feel the need to compare yourself to other people, because I think that can really create negativity in yourself, and it might prevent you from feeling confident in putting yourself forward, because you want to put yourself forward in a way that somebody else is putting themselves forward, if that makes sense. So do you. Which brings me to my last tip, and that's find what makes you happy. And that goes for all facets of your life. You know, the clothing that you wear what you feel comfortable wearing. You know, I know when I was overweight, and it came like time for, you know, the summer, wearing a bathing suit, I was always very comfortable wearing a bikini top, because I didn't really carry weight in like most of my weight in my upper body. I kind of stored it in my boobs, so I was fine like showing that off, but my stomach never really bothered me. I was fine showing off my arms, but I was really insecure about my lower body and my thighs in particular, so I'd wear skirted bathing suit bottoms, and, you know, that was a way that I could still go out and put myself out there, but in a way that made me feel comfortable, and I think that contributed to having more confidence, even in times when I felt insecure. So wearing things that make you feel good is really important, and doing things that make you feel good is also really important. I know I get questions all the time. People are nervous about going into the gym for the first time, and they're afraid that people are going to be judging them. And the thing is, like, I promise you, people in the gym are not judging you, and if people in the gym are judging you, then that's their problem. And that goes back to my first point, that, you can't worry about what people are thinking about you. If you want to go to the gym and lift weights, go to the gym and lift weights. I mean, do your research first so you don't get hurt. Maybe talk to somebody at the front desk or hire a trainer to help you out if you're just getting started, but don't let the fear of other people's judgment hold you back from doing what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, you are in charge of your own happiness. So you really have to do things that make you happy. Find your joy. And it might take some time to actually find what that is. You might have to try a few different things. And oftentimes that might mean pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. You might feel very nervous about going to the gym for the first time, but once you go one time and you realize that nothing bad is happening, people aren't like pointing and laughing, ha ha ha, look at her, people are just there doing their thing, each time you go, you're going to slowly build your confidence. Each time you do whatever it is you may be doing, you're going to become more confident and secure in that. So I think just really being aware of what makes you happy as a person definitely contributes to being confident and putting yourself out there in a positive light and carrying yourself, confidently, like being the strong, independent woman or man that you are. So I'm not sure if that was the best kind of rambly video I've ever made, but I think those are just kind of some basic tips for confidence that I hope might help you out and be confident, because I think everybody should be confident. I think everybody should feel good about themselves. I think we live in a society where it's more acceptable to hate yourself than it is to love yourself. And I don't know why that is. It boggles my mind, because, like, what do you get from hating yourself other than negative feelings that manifest into negative behaviors? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And when you feel good and positive about yourself, you're more likely to do things that positively enrich your life. So I hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment if there's any other kind of video that you want me to make, any kind of rambly thing that you want me to talk about. I'll be more than happy to do it. So yeah.